No lighting a cigar tonight. We expected this win. We're happy with the Lakers' performance, guys. They've now won 3 games in a row, 7 in a row at Staples Center. They're 11-4 in their last 15. And offensively, the Lakers were great, hitting threes. But, James, defensively is where you wanted them to clean it up in the second half. They did exactly that. They held the Suns to just 36 points in the second half. Tacos for everyone.
Absolutely. I'm going to get mine as soon as I leave here. But isn't it good to see a team learning how to play together and close out wins? That's impressive, because before they were skeptical if they had leads, if they could pull it off. But recognizing they're at home and coming in, not the best first half, but the third quarter, I think they started to gel defensively, led by, of course, Ingram. Yep. Josh Hart is all over the place as a defensive player. I thought, Pope didn't have the numbers, but I thought there were times where he had some defensive plays to kind of. So collectively, they're starting to gel. And you're right, Gita. They scored very well tonight as a team.
Yeah, really impressed by Josh Hart. 3rd double-double in a row, all points and rebounds varieties. He's now 2nd among all shooting guards in the NBA for double-doubles this season. Love how they're protecting home court. They have not lost a home game since January 5th. That means over a month ago was their last loss at home. Happy fans, happy team. Luke was a little bit reserved coming into this game. He was a little concerned. He gave him that day off from practice yesterday. But, hey, the team looked really rested, especially in that second half.
We just stayed together. Stay together. That's been our big theme in these last few weeks, to just come out here and think about the defensive end. And when we think defensively, we get to push our pace on the offensive end.
This was one of your most efficient offensive games as a pro. You were 9 out of 12 from the field. What accounted for that?
Well, I always like to thank God above for ability, just to come out here night in and night out and be injury-free and healthy. But just trying to play the game the right way. I think being aggressive for myself and for my teammates, it gets a lot of guys open. We're just making the next pass available and getting the best shot out of each possession that we can. And just, like I said, playing the game the right way.
Mike Trudell referred to your dunk as your go-go gadget dunk. Your arm just kept going up, 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 and up. What do you remember about that dunk?
Oh, well, I don't think I had one of those since last year.
I said on the radio, I think it was your best dunk as a pro.
That might have been, other than last year. I just, like I said, take what the defense gave me, and I just try to finish really aggressive above the rim. And try to set the tone in that for the third or fourth quarter that it was, and just continue to pace.
You guys played poorly in Orlando last week. You haven't lost since. What's changed since that Orlando game?
Just our defense. I don't think that was our identity going into that Orlando Magic game. I think even before then we were talking about defensively having the defensive presence everywhere that we go, and the only thing we're worried about is us on the offensive and defensive end.
How does Josh Hart have 36 rebounds in his last 3 starts?
He has a knack of finding the ball. I think he's been our defensive enforcer going into every game. He's rebounding the basketball. He's doing all the little things for us, and he's a tough, hard-nosed guy. So he's doing everything that we asked him to do.
That was as hard-fought of a win as you guys have had all year that you got Sunday in Oklahoma. They're coming in here Thursday. Right now, it's not over. Right now, they're beating up the Warriors. What do you expect Thursday night?
For them to come fighting. I think we beat them on their home floor, so we got to expect the fight, and we got to engage in there early. Try to hit first, take all the punches we can, and just try to be there another night defensively and be physical.
Brandon, part of this run, 11 of 15 wins. You've won 7 straight at home. Your last home loss was, I think, January 5th. I mean, you guys counting these home wins now?
Yeah, actually, we make an emphasis of trying to protect our house, coming in every day. And like I said, our only focus right now is the defensive end. I think we're playing so unselfish on the offensive end, and guys are buying in and confident in everything that they do that we don't worry about the offensive end. It's all about defense.
But yeah, talk about your third quarter. 12 points, perfect from the field, nasty dunk. What were you feeling? I mean, you were in a different level.
Just want to be aggressive. I think my teammates gave me confidence to go out there and just try to play the right way. And like I said, I took what the defense gave me, and I just tried to make plays. If I wasn't open, one of my teammates was open, and we were going to get a good shot every time we came down.
Brandon, you were able to take advantage of some of Phoenix's smaller guards. How far along are you with that progress of taking advantage of those mismatches?
Just trying to read the game, and find mismatches on the floor. I think Julius had a mismatch on him all night. I think he pretty much had a mismatch every single night. But we just try to keep attacking each mismatch and play the game how it's supposed to be played.
Real quick, All-Star next week. Larry, obviously, in the dunk contest. Has he approached you at all for any help on any of his dunks?
No, I don't want to take the blame for any bad passes. No, I'll just be there for support.
That was just a little slip-up game, I think. We were pretty dialed in before that, and then heading to Orlando, got a little cocky, and, it really bit us in the butt, really. So our focus has been doing what we've been doing, sharing the ball and playing defense, and we got back to it past 2 games. So.
Tonight, you guys gave up 57 points in the first half and then figured something out because you only gave up 36 in the second, including a 14-point fourth quarter for them. What'd you do better on defense in the second half as a group?
We switched a lot more. Switched pick and rolls, switched pin downs. We just played really positional basketball and took them out a lot of things that were hurting us in the first half.
Whose dunk was better, Ingram's or yours?
I don't know. Biaz was on somebody. So.
Well, yours was kind of a flying tomahawk dunk. What do you remember about that play?
I just really took off. But I think Biaz is better. I jumped over somebody that was like 5'3". So.
Oklahoma City was a hard-fought game on Sunday. They are beating up the Warriors right now up in Oakland, and then they're coming here. What do you expect Thursday?
They're definitely going to be ready for us. I think they lost 3 straight before we played them. I'm guessing they wanted to beat us, and we came on their home court and beat them. So,
what makes them challenging?
Russell and Paul George, extremely good players. Steven Adams is, a horse down there, and Melo is Melo. So,
maybe not that way.
Yeah.
Last thing for you, Josh Hart has 36 rebounds in 3 starts. How's he doing it?
Stealing rebounds? I don't know. He's doing a damn good job. He said before the game he just needs to start the rest of the season. That's why he's playing so well.
To compete for the rebounding title?
Not just that, just to play well, period. But, he's doing a hell of a job for us. Coming in and rebounding. Us bigs are really, trying to box out and fight other big guys. And it's always good to have a guard come in there and start the break for us.
You held Phoenix to only 3 points over the last 8 minutes of the game. What was working so well for your defense in that stretch?
Just switching everything, switching pin downs, pick and rolls, and rebounding too. So
overall in the second half, what was the difference?
Just pretty much that.
Yeah, seems to have found his groove a little bit more as the point forward on this team in recent games. What do you think has allowed him to do that?
Doing a good job of looking to score, but looking for his teammates. He's really sitting a lot of us guys up. So.
You said earlier today that there would be more days off this season. Did Luke bring that up after the game?
Didn't say anything, but we have practice tomorrow. So.
Hey, Luke, your 22nd win last year didn't come until April, and I know different teams, different seasons. But have you been encouraged just by this month and kind of what's building? Do you see things that have been consistent that you can keep taking forward?
Yeah, I've been encouraged by the majority of the season. We were losing a lot of these games early in the year, but that's what you have to go through. And you never know how long it's going to take a group to, start to figure it out and make, have the confidence to close out games in the NBA. And we're still not even close to where we're going to be one day. But, the way that this group has approached training camp and started the season with the effort they give has been encouraging to me all season.
Just your take on Ingram's night, just 26 points, only 12 shots, playing point guard. How would you sum up his evening?
He went 6 for 6 from the free throw line. I gave him love afterwards. I said, way to set the tone for us, because he leads our team in getting to the free throw line And a lot of nights he's going 1 for 2. So when we're not making free throws, you know, as one of our young leaders, that's got to be partially on him. And tonight he hit them all, and then, you know, other guys were making them. So he was really good for us, other than that getting beat back door on the opening play of the second half, which is, we talked to him. Every team that at some point get beats in back door every night. So he's got to stop giving up those layups on those plays. But he was really darn good again, you know, playing that point position for us.
Luke, I think over these last 10 games, Julius has been really consistent for you as well. You talked about setting a tone. Did you feel like his physicality early
Absolutely.
was important
that was
tonight?
another thing I mentioned in the post game to the players. Was, you know, it's, you know, for Julius, the consistency that he's been doing that with was impressive. And it was, you know, you go against Carmelo Anthony, and it's easy, obviously, to get up for that. He's one of the all-time, you know, great players. And nothing against, you know, Bender, but that was, you know, I was interested to see if Ju was going to bring that same intensity level, and you could see it in his eyes when the game was starting. He was ready to go again. So that's big growth for him, because consistency has been something I've been on him about since we got here last season. And I agree with you, over the last month he's been very consistent for us.
For all the progress this team has made, it does oftentimes show its youth, and a lot of times that has happened against lesser teams.
Mm-hmm.
What did you kind of take away from the fact that coming off the long road trip, they had that resolve down the stretch, seemed to get better as the night went on, and closed it out in the way they did?
Growth, absolutely. Because with the first half, the challenge was, look, Phoenix likes to play fast. We like to play fast. If we leave it to an up and down game, anyone can win depending on who gets hot late. And in the first half, that we weren't committed to our defense. It was 57-57, and it was going down that path of, let's see who can outscore who. And as a group, they did a great job of turning the focus from offense to defense in the second half, and that's when we were able to kind of start to get some separation and continue to build on that. But that comes from that our group of players, you know, growing and maturing as the season goes along.
Did you see when they flipped that switch, or was there a play, or was it just the whole second half?
No, it was the second half. It was nice. I walked in the locker room and guys were talking about what happened in the first half and how they could cover things differently. I gave my 2 cents, and you could tell with the way they were talking to each other on the court and the effort they were giving, that they were locked into getting stops for that second half.
Luke, you guys gave up 12 offensive rebounds in the first half. How were you able to clean that up in the second half?
Well, we got more physical. Our guys did a better. I mean, we showed a clip at halftime where T.J. Warren literally outworked 4. It was him and 4 of our guys in the paint, and he tipped it twice, got his own rebound. We all stood around and watched, and he laid it in. And we got more physical as a team. We're a good rebounding team because all of our players rebound, from our guards, you know, to our wings and our bigs. So when we just stand around and watch, a lot of times we'll get, you know, we got guys that are bigger than us. But when we all come in and we're flying in, and Josh Hart and B.I. are coming in and cracking back, that's when we're good, and then we can get out and run. So we did a better job of, when shots went up, all 5 guys getting in there to aggressively attack the rebounds.
Luke, over here. You held them to, I think it's like 3 points over the last 8 minutes. What did you like about that particular stretch?
Everything. That's everything defensively. Offensively, there was a couple of possessions they were hanging around because we were getting our stops and then not taking advantage of it, including Josh Hart trying to throw a lob instead of just making the simple bounce pass to Kuzma running the lane. But defensively, that's why defense is so important to what we're trying to do here, because that's how you win games. And that's what we weren't doing early in the year. We were playing hard. We were playing good defense until the end, and we could never get stops. And when you can't get stops, it's tough to win down the stretch. And now our guys are able to turn up our defensive pressure without fouling, without gambling, and we've done a really nice job of being able to get stops down, down in the fourth quarter.
I guess Josh Hart said this is like his third straight double-double. Have you seen a guard who rebounds like him, and did you know he had this game, that side of his game?
Well, yeah, one of the first things I didn't know in college. In scouting him, I didn't know he was such a good rebounder, but we found out really quick. It was one of the first things I remember Brian Shaw telling me when we were watching our summer league training camp was, dang, Josh and Zoe are incredible rebounders from that guard spot. And, so he showed early on the way he aggressively goes after that, that was going to be one of his strengths. And, you never know what it's going to translate to in the pros when you're talking about these grown men you're playing against. But obviously with him, the way he goes after those balls, he's a very, very good rebounder. As far as have I seen someone that I'm sure there is if I had more time to think about it, but he's definitely one of our team's best one of our team's best rebounders.
Last question. The last 3 or 4 games, Brandon seems to be growing more comfortable with doing what he would normally do in a game and taking on some of the responsibility Lonzo would have as far as running the offense. What are you seeing from him that's accounting for that?
He's doing a much better job of, which is part of one of the reasons we made the move was we need him. I told him my vision for him is a player that every time he has the ball, he's putting pressure on the other team's defense. And that doesn't mean scoring and shooting 30 shots, but that means getting into the paint. We shouldn't have to run any plays for for wings. He should get into the paint and they should get threes from him kicking out because he's collapsed a defense. But we need him to play faster to do that. And he's embraced it and done a much better job than I knew he could do this job. I just didn't know he would do it so quickly when asked to take on that added responsibility.
Just a lack of hesitation as it's going along, as far as going quicker.
As far as going quicker, what do you mean?
Going quicker and just doing what you're asking quicker, just growing less hesitant.
Well, I think he's just thinking less. That's kind of he's a player that likes to think the game, but sometimes that just he catches and holds when he does that, and he tries to dictate things. He has such a good feel for the game of basketball that when he's just playing and reacting to what the defense is doing and making the appropriate play, that's when he's at his best.
Julius, you gave up 57 points in the first half, 36 in the second half, including a 14-point fourth quarter. What changed defensively for you guys after halftime?
Yeah, JC was meta. No, we just stopped playing their style as far as, getting up and down, not really trying to play defense. So we just really locked in the second half on playing defense, got stops and got out.
All right, I was with you in Orlando last week, and you guys, I think you wouldn't call me a liar if I told you got embarrassed in that game, and you haven't lost since. 3 straight wins, 3 straight good defensive performances. What's been better since that Orlando game?
This is what you said. When we hang our hat on the defensive end, everything else takes care of itself. So, as long as we're consistent on that end, on the defensive end, we give ourselves a shot every night.
You're a great rebounder. Josh Hart has 36 rebounds in 3 starts. How's he doing it?
Oh, no, we joke. We call him Charles Barkley. 6'7", offensive, defensive rebounding machine. So, he's great, especially from that guard position, that coming in and helping the bigs, get bored. So he's huge for us.
The game Sunday in Oklahoma City was a fight. Right now, they are beating up the Warriors in Oakland, and they're coming in here Thursday. What do you expect Thursday night?
Well, we beat them at their place, so they're going to be looking for revenge for sure. And I expect them to come out, especially at the big one like that, firing on all cylinders. So we got to make sure we, get a good practice in and a good shoot around and be ready for the next game.
Last thing from me, Ingram was incredibly efficient tonight. I think he finished 9 out of 12 from the point. What's he doing right?
Just being aggressive, playing off the catch. Not thinking about it, dunking on people, being B.I. what we all know he can do. So he's getting better every game, and he looks amazing.
All right, Josh, since you went in the starting lineup after that Orlando game, 3 straight double-doubles, what's the overall focus of your play been, and how do you think it's gone?
Just toughness. I think that's the biggest thing.
Clarkson saying Josh Barkley in the background, if you missed that.
Yeah, if you missed it. Just toughness, just trying to get the team energy on the glass and on the defensive end of the ball. Defensive end of the ball, and that's the biggest thing. I'm not really focused on the offensive side. BI, AC, JC, all them, do a great job of finding me when I'm open. So I just try to focus on the energy and just the toughness aspect.
You mentioned the rebounding and defense, but I think you're shooting right around 75% for these 3 games, hitting threes, not taking bad shots. Since you're not focused on it, how are you still so comfortable offensively?
It's always funny because whenever you're not focused on those things, they kind of just tend to come, and that's just kind of how basketball is. You're focused on the little details and playing the game the right way, and sometimes you get rewarded for that. So I'm just, that's just a testament to my teammates finding me when I'm open, and I think that's the biggest thing.
Where would you rank the 2 dunks, Kuzma and Ingram? Which one do you like better?
Probably B.I.'s. B.I.'s more of a poster. Kuzma was cool, but B.I.'s was better.
What's been the key, you think, with him playing point guard essentially these 3 games? And if just give us a little more detail as to what his responsibilities are and what that means for you and KCP in running the offense.
Yeah, obviously Zoe's out, and he's not trying to replace him. Nobody on this team trying to replace him. We're trying to play our style of basketball in our way, and he's going in, being selfish and not going in saying, okay, I got the ball in my hand just about every play. I gotta go get a bucket. He's, making the right reads, whether that's to be aggressive scoring or making the right pass and doing that kind of thing. So, he's taking that role in stride and really excelling in it.
You mentioned the defensive intensity that you're looking to bring in the starting lineup. The rebounding, people sometimes forget, rebounding is part of defense. You're ending a possession.
Yeah, definitely. There was the first half. They killed us because we got stops and we didn't finish it with a rebound. And I think they had 12 or 13 offensive rebounds in the first half, and that's probably one of the biggest keys on the defensive end is rebounding. Finish the possession with a rebound. So, that's just something that you have to do on the defensive end.
Josh, you talked about was tone setting and different guys, how he thought Ingram did it a little bit today, and he talked about Julius's physicality. How important is specifically Julius as a tone setter for this team with the way he plays?
Monumental. Just because he's athletic, he's strong, physical. He's able to do a lot of things out there for us. So for him to go in, set the tone of toughness is huge, and that's something that's contagious. And whenever you have someone like him out there, you always feel comfortable on both sides of the ball. So that's something that he's done a great job of, and he's going to keep doing a great job of that.